Hello and welcome to this edition of Supernova Sales School. I'm Shamika Tankerson, the creator of the Authority Selling Method, international best-selling author of the book, The Power of Permission, How to Set Fire to Your Fears and Sell More. And here's the deal, guys. I want to welcome you again to Supernova Sales School. I want you to know this. I see myself as a doubt slayer and secret weapon in my clients' businesses. Why? Because when you work with me, you'll quickly come to understand that I take a no excuse approach. What I do is I push you to get the results that you promised yourself. So you're here for sales school, and I want you to know that I close my sales calls at about 90%, sometimes more, sometimes a little under that, no lower than 80% in one given quarter. And here's what's really freaking awesome about that, guys. I'm not doing anything special that you could not do. Any of you could do the same exact thing, and that is why I created Sales School, so that people could get that experience. They can break down the sales process so that they can master what it takes to really make sales in your business and make big money in your business. What I do have is a deep understanding of sales and why people buy, which is, by the way, a skill set that's learned, and it's completely transferable to you. And I also understand my willingness to go get clients, my willingness to go out there. I am willing to do whatever it takes to get what I desire. No apologies, no excuses, within integrity, of course, because I'm 100% confident that I'm providing intervention for my clients. I'm providing something that can not just save my clients' businesses, but ultimately can save their lives. I know what it's like to struggle in your business and not know where your next client's going to come from and start to feel that self-doubt creeping in. And so I'm willing to take a stand for people. It's really simple, guys. It's really simple to sell in your business, and I'm going to break down some strategies today. And it also feels freaking amazing when you really start to do it and you get a handle on this. And this, my loves, is what Sales School is all about. So each month, I take one piece of sales strategy and I break it down so that you can master it. And this is the classroom. So grab your pen if you haven't already done so. Grab a piece of paper. I want you taking notes. You are here to learn. You're here to learn, right? Not just taking a bunch of information, but you're here to learn. So once you get your learn on in this classroom, at the end of the call, I'm going to issue a challenge for the next 30 days. And what you're going to do is you're going to go out and implement and work on this challenge and report back to the group with your wins, with your ahas, with your breakthroughs, with your breakdowns. And yes, there will be some of those too. Right? Everything's not always a win-win-win. But here's what you'll know. Inside of the community, inside of the tribe, we will be there cheering you on and encouraging you every step of the way. So I don't want you to just come in and learn. I want you for the next 30 days to implement what you've been learning and then report back. Share what's going on with you. Okay? So today, I'm super excited about today. Today, I want to teach you 6 simple ways to get sales calls on your calendar for selling your offers and any offer that you have in the future. I want to teach you how to do this. This is exactly what I've been doing over the past few years in my business, and definitely exactly what I did to have that $80,000 month that I had last month. I haven't really been talking about it. Secretly, guys, I'll be honest with you, I've been kind of hiding, because I don't want people to judge me. You know, I've told people inside of my community, my clients who work with me, but I haven't really told the world. This is like the first time I actually put it out in a post that I had an $80,000 month last month, because it actually freaked me out. I was like, what the heck happened? Because I wasn't aiming for that. I was aiming for something else, but I was very intentional about what I was doing. So I want to share with you what I do and why it works today. Are you guys down for that? Yeah? All right, cool. Lisette, what's up, love? Okay, so I want to start with some foundation before we jump into this. And so like I said earlier before I put the recording on, if you're new to Sales School, this is your first time here, I always open with mindset stuff, because here's what I know. 90% of people's success in business or not is always around mindset. And I want you open and prepared. I don't know where you're coming from, what coast of America you're on, what country you're joining me from. And so you could be in any part of your day and your mind is just not focused. I need you focused because I want you to get what I'm giving you today. Sales is really an inside game, and mindset is where you get to decide. This is where you really decide that you actually can draw in the six-figure sales that you desire. All right, so let's anchor in some thoughts, right? Because over the next 30 days, you're going to be implementing some of these strategies that I'm sharing with you today, and we don't want anything getting in the way. So if you haven't already done so, go join the group in Facebook. Go open that up right now. The fastest way to get there is just to type in this domain name. I made it easy for you. powerplayerslive.com. powerplayerslive.com. That's where we're going to be posting, and I do go in and check to see if postings are happening. Please don't sit here and just veg out and go, oh, I'm not going to do it. Here's why, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're not participating full out right here, you're not going to go hard and participate full out in your business. It's just not going to happen. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you guys are with me, here we're going to go. Here's what I want you to know, too. As we're moving forward, I'm going to have you guys post in the group with these mindset comments. You're going to use the hashtag Supernova Sales School, because I always go back and chime in with you guys. I look for them. So hashtag Supernova Sales School is what you're going to use. Any questions or comments that you have throughout the training, we're going to use the chat box for that. All right. So that's a little bit of housekeeping here. All right, so here's what I want you to know about mindset. For those of you guys who don't know this, you actually have about 60,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are programmed to the negative. So without your choice, your brain is thinking about all the negative things that it could possibly think about, what could go wrong in your life and in your business, without you having any control over that. Also, what I want you to get an understanding about before we start to post these things, and here's why I do this, your unconscious mind, the subconscious part of your mind that you don't really have any control over, is 10 billion times stronger than your conscious mind. And I want you to let that sink in. It's 10 billion times stronger than your conscious mind. And that's why mindset and affirmations and being really intentional about what you're focusing on and not just vegging out is super important, because you'll feel like, I'm confident, I'm going to go do this. And then you're like, how come I can't take action? How come today I don't feel like doing anything? Because your subconscious mind is working overtime. Okay. So awareness is the first step to shifting that. All right. So here's the first thing I want you guys to post. First thing I want you to post. Oh, I didn't see your chat. I'm like, what are you guys chatting? Here's what I want you to post first. I am ready. I'm ready. Shamika, I'm ready. Okay, so we're going to signal to the universe. We're going to signal to your atmosphere. We're going to signal to your brain, the inside of your body. I'm ready. So I'm ready. Shamika, I'm ready. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. That's the first thing you guys are posting. And I'm going to look, so don't play me. All right. I am in. There we go. Awesome. Joe is on it. That's my I almost canceled the entire meeting, guys. Joe is my OG he's my OG power player. He's been with me since the beginning. All right. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. I see you guys coming in. Where are your posts at, guys? Where are we? There we go. Brittany's in the house. Marsha's in the house. Here we go. I'm ready. You got to signal to yourself, signal to the world, signal to your environment. I'm ready. All right. Here's the next thing that we're posting. The next thing we're posting is I'm open to receiving. I am open to receive. I am open to receiving. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. I'm open to receiving new clients. I'm open to receiving the information that is necessary for me to move my business forward today. I'm open. I'm open to receiving, right? Everything else goes out. I'm empty. I'm ready to be filled. I'm open to receiving. I'm open to receive. Whatever you want to post for yourself along those lines, hashtag Supernova Sales School. What's up? Noelle's in the house. Bonita, I see you too. Good job, guys. All right, keep it coming, keep it coming. All right, we're going to keep it moving. Here's the next thing that we're posting. Remember, this is about you guys going out and getting clients. Over the next 30 days, this can change your life. Okay? If you can have the confidence to step out and make this happen, everything can be different by the time January 1st hits there if you can get your mindset in alignment. Here's what you're posting next. My ideal clients are every freaking where. Okay, you don't have to put freaking where. But my ideal clients are everywhere. My ideal clients are everywhere. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. My ideal clients are everywhere. I cannot tell you how many times people come to me and they're like, I don't know where to find clients. They are all around you. So we're going to tell ourselves right now that they're around me and I'm going to see them. My ideal clients are everywhere. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. All right, guys, keep posting, keep posting, keep posting. My ideal clients are everywhere. Here's the next one. We have quite a few of these today because I want you guys really with me here. I have everything I need to create massive sales. I have everything I need to create massive sales. Okay, massive it's up for definition, right? It can be the dollar amount of sales. It can be the number of sales you have. Whatever it is, you have everything you need. So many times people get stuck trying to research and figure it out and plan, and they don't do the number one thing that it takes, and that is to take action. You got to make offers if you want to make money. So I want you saying right now, I have everything I need. I've got everything I need to make massive sales. I don't need anything else. All right, keep posting, guys. I have everything I need. And if you want to, you can say it out loud to yourself as well. I have everything I need to have to create massive sales revenue in my business. I have everything I need to create massive revenue. I have everything I need to create massive income. I have everything I need to create massive sales. Whatever resonates with you. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. Next one. It is so easy to fill my calendar with sales conversations. It is so easy. It's easy to fill my calendar with sales conversations. It is so easy to fill my calendar with sales conversations. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. It is so easy to fill my calendar with sales conversations. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. I'm not even going to say what the antithesis of that is because I don't want you thinking it. It's easy to fill my calendar with sales conversations. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. Thank guys for playing full out with me here. Two more. My work is incredibly valuable. My work is incredibly valuable. My work is incredibly valuable. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. Why do I have you posting this? One of the things that will stop you, Noel, can I borrow $5? Really? One of the things that will stop you is thinking, oh my gosh, what if people pay me $10,000 for my service? And what if I get 10 clients enrolled and book out my program and then they don't get results, right? Well, you shouldn't have a business if you can't deliver. Don't sell something you can't deliver on. So I just want you guys to type this. My work is incredibly valuable. My services are incredibly valuable. The work I do is incredibly valuable. My work is incredibly valuable. Not a little bit of valuable, incredibly valuable. Hashtag Supernova Sales School. Last one, guys. Last one. So my work is incredibly valuable is the one I just gave you, if you missed that one. The next one is my potential to succeed is infinite. I was going to say limitless, but then I heard Joe in my head, like that still has limit in it. So I changed it. That was for you, Joe. My potential to succeed is infinite. My potential to succeed is infinite. Bethany, go to powerplayerslive.com and post inside of the group, inside of the Facebook group, powerplayerslive.com. My potential to what did I say? My potential to receive, is that what it said? No, succeed. My potential to succeed is infinite. My potential to succeed is infinite. There's no limit, guys. Like I just said, I had an $80,000 month, right? And it was my first, by the way. So the most I'd ever done in a month to that point was actually $30,000, like $35,000. So it was my first $80,000 month. And prior to that, I just had a conversation with my coach, whom I just hired, that, oh, I'm not trying to do $100,000 months. Now I'm like, well, if I did 80,000, I was only 20,000 away. Let's go. 100,000 is on my horizon now. So your potential, it doesn't have to be monetary. It could be whatever that is for you, you know, the legacy you want to leave, the impact you want to have, but the potential is infinite. The only cap on it is what you put on yourself. Yes? Y'all need to cut it out. Here's the funny thing. I'm watching this chat. I see you guys. I'm watching this chat and y'all faces on the camera look straight like nothing's happening. Bonita said, I can afford to loan Noel at least $20. Chewing on whatever she's chewing on, looking serious as a heart attack. Wow. Okay, so now that I've become the Bank of Shamika, I'm ignoring all of you guys. Y'all are bad. Stop. You're distracting me. Let me focus. All right. So the last one is my potential to succeed is infinite. My potential to succeed is infinite. All right. Welcome to the playground, guys. Welcome to the tribe. If you've not been here, this is kind of how we roll. All right. Business, it's got to be fun or you're not going to do it. That's just how I feel about it. I don't want work to be work. I want to get paid, but I don't want work to be work all the time. All right. So let's just jump into this. That's the last thing that you guys are posting. You can keep those somewhere. Those of you guys who are members of Sales School, you'll have the recording. You can go back and write those down so that over the next 30 days, those become your focus affirmations. My desire for you as you're working with me over the next couple of months, because this is what I've done, guys. I actually opened up Sales School for the next 2 months. I have a challenge that's coming out. That's a money-making challenge. So we're going to be doing this in a time where most people are shutting down and saying, oh, there's no money to be made. I'm always signing clients during the holiday season because people are sleeping. They're like, oh, nobody's going to make any decisions to the first. No, this is where they're making decisions to make changes. It started last month, right? So what I've done is I've invited people into this community. For those of you guys who are paying clients and you're like, who's all these new people? I've invited people into this community to participate in Sales School for the next 2 months, which is really focused on you bringing money in. Over the next 60 days. And so my desire for you over the next couple of months is to challenge you. And I know you guys, I want you guys to breathe as I say this. I want to challenge you to draw in, to bring in 6 figures in a very short amount of time. I want to challenge you to that end. Now, here's the deal. Like I said, I just had my first $80,000 month last month. And I'm absolutely excited to share with you what it took to get me there. And it wasn't grinding and hustling and putting in all hours of the night. I did some traveling. I had some fun. It was focused, intentional actions. And really, I made most of the $80,000 in 2 weeks. Most of it was made in 2 weeks. So you can decide that you want this to happen between now and the end of the year, which is like 8 weeks, which is totally doable. Or, you know, you want it to happen within the next quarter or by the end of the first quarter next year. That's completely up to you. But what I want to do right now is encourage you to remind yourself that what you already possess on the inside of you, that is what is qualifying your success. You can absolutely do this. You just got to stay focused, okay? Remind yourself of what you've already done, results you've already gotten with clients, all of those things, that's already qualifying your success. You can do this. So I'm going to break down how it can be done today, and I want you guys taking notes, okay? So today I want to activate, okay? Today and every day, I want to activate that inside of you. That success is possible, that you could do, you can bring in 6 figures easily, quickly. You just have to be focused on it. Okay, and I want to bring it into your present body and into your present mind. Okay, so what I want to invite you to do right now is look at how you can go from 0 to 6 figures in the shortest time frame. That's what I want you to look at. Most people think, oh, I want to make 6 figures this year, and they just go about getting clients. But I want you to look at what does it really take to create 6 figures in your business. I'm ignoring you guys. I'm not looking at chat anymore. No more chat. So let's look at this, okay? I want you to write this down. Now, here's the deal. You might already have like a large community, a large list, people engaging around you in high numbers. Like maybe you have 10,000 or 12,000 people hanging around you. And it's in alignment for you to put out a $1,000 offer and sell 100 of those and make you know, $100,000 in a short amount of time. But for most people, especially the people who show up in my world, that's not the case. So while it sounds amazing to sell $100,000 offers over the course of a time frame, whether that's even a year, oh, that's doable. I can make $100,000. I want to shift your mindset, okay? Because mindset is the first foundation to making this work. Shift your mindset to what's possible, okay? To what's possible. So let's look at, I have some notes out of order here, so I got to remember to go back. Let's look at what you would need to do. So mindset is the first place that you need to shift. And the second thing is you need to have a sellable offer. Now, I'm not going to break down what goes into the offer, but you need to have a solution that's step by step. Something that says, hey, I'm going to get you from point A where you are to point B where you want to be. And if you don't have this, then this is where you'll find yourself working really hard to make a little bit of money, because you're just kind of shooting in the dark, hoping people will do sessions with you and maybe you'll get them there. There's no clarity. So what I want to make sure you have an offer that's sellable. So I'm going to talk about how this offer can be packaged in the, not packaged like what goes in it, but packaged in the way of the dollar amount that you're going to sell it in, okay? So mindset, sellable offer, okay? So I want you to see, what I want you to see is in order to get to $100,000, you can do a variety of things, okay? You can bring in one client at 100K. I always ask people, what's the fastest way to make $100,000? And sometimes people get it and sometimes people don't. Fastest way, one client, 100K, okay? You may or may not be there. You can bring in two clients at 50K, okay? And if I look at the breakdown of my 80K month, it was like a 50K client, a 20K client, and then some small $5,000 clients, and maybe a $10,000 client. That's where the 80K came from, okay? But one of my favorite things to do to bring in a large amount of income in a short period of time is to pick a program or an offer that you're offering that's somewhere around $8,000 to $12,000. Okay, that's where the price range would be. $8,000 to $12,000, right? We can even go down to 5 if that makes you feel more comfortable. So let's say 5 to 12. Okay, and then at that price range, you're going to bring in either 8 clients or 10 clients or 12 clients. Okay, this is without a doubt the easiest thing you can do to create your 100K in a short period of time. Okay, and you don't even need a list. Like seriously, guys, I've been killing it in business doing 6 figures and multiple 6 figures for quite some time. And still to this point, I was just talking to my coach about this the other day, my list hasn't reached 1,000 people. I think I just purged it a little bit of people who haven't been opening my emails, but I'm like 600 and something. I have to ask Paula and see exactly what it is, okay? You don't need a lot of people to make this happen. And the strategies I'm gonna give you today is what I use to make sure that I'm going after people who desire what I have to offer, okay? So again, we're looking at the $5,000 to $12,000 range, and we're looking at 8 clients, 10 clients, 12 clients. So you gotta decide right now, what's your price range? How many clients are you bringing in? What's your price range? How many clients are you bringing in? And you're gonna focus, laser focus on that, like a dog on a bone, okay? And that's what we're gonna talk about today, right? We're gonna talk about how do I fill that offer, okay? Like I said earlier, I've dedicated the last 8 weeks of 2017 to helping you do that, to fill that offer. So you're gonna have access to today's session in Sales School, which is talking about how to book your calendar this month. Next month's session, which is December 7th, so put that on your calendar, is all about the sales conversation. So yes, you're gonna have some conversations before then if you're booking your calendar, but as soon as we hit December 7th, I'm gonna be breaking down that sales conversation for you so that you can be very powerful in that, right? And in fact, the most crucial part of the sales conversation is not even the money. I'm gonna talk about that. It's actually at the very beginning, and I'm gonna talk to you how to take someone from a conversation to yes in a few minutes, and how to know if they're a yes right in the very beginning, okay? I've also set up a 5-day challenge that's gonna start on December 11th, so write that down, and it is the, what is it, 6 figures in 60 days challenge. 6 figures in 60 days challenge is what it is. Or is it 100K in 60 days? Something like that. It's either, I think it's 6 figures in 60 days. That starts December 11th. So listen, guys, I'm not playing. I really know this is possible. I see it happen day in and day out. I'm part of a mastermind of people who are killing it in their business, doing $200,000 a month or more, all kinds of things, $45,000 in a week, just killing it. And they're normal people that look like you and me, not these people that we thought put on pedestals what somebody looks like that makes that kind of money. If I told you who they were, you would be like, they really? They make that much money? You would never know. Okay. So the only reason why I'm sharing that with you is that I want you to know that you can do this too. Okay. So December 11th is that date. I know you guys are like chomping at the bits to get in. Okay. So I want you guys to understand something. I need to lay this foundation before I jump into the strategies, because you guys know I hate giving strategy to people who aren't ready. I don't like it, because until you get yourself right and your mindset screwed on right and you're focused and your intention right, no amount of strategy is going to help you sell more. It will not work. Okay. So hang with me with this stuff. Don't try to crawl or walk before you learn how to crawl. Right? I need you guys to be with me in this portion of it so that it sinks into your spirit so that you're able to go out there. So here's the understanding that I need you to get. Who you're being is how you attract the people who will buy from you. So if you're being scared and doubtful and second guessing yourself, that's why you can't close sales. You've got to be the highest version of yourself. So for the next 60 days, you got to do whatever it takes in your environment, clean your clutter, do whatever you need to do to be who you need to be, to draw in people who are willing to pay you, not only pay you $8, $10, $5, $12,000, but pay you in full. Okay? Cut your hair if you need to cut your hair. Change your clothes if you need to change your clothes. Wear makeup if you need to wear makeup. Clean up your environment. Whatever you need to do for you, so that who you be is resonating to other people, that they want to connect with you. They're attracted to you. If you need to, put makeup on, take makeup off, whatever you need to do. What is it that you need to do? So ask yourself, do I need to do anything? What's going to make you perk up so that when you do turn on the camera for a live stream, you look excited and engaged? Who you're being is attracting the people who will buy from you. Right? And it's all about you being at your highest point of power to call in your ideal clients. I'm going to say that again. It's all about you being at your highest point of power to call in your ideal clients. You can't be disempowered trying to call in people who want to work with you. Shoulders rolled, looking like you don't believe yourself. So what do you need to do to get to your highest point of power? You have clients that are a divine appointment, assignment to you, and they feel and know that when they come into contact with you, because they connect with you on a soul level. You block that when you're not at your highest point of power. It goes over their head. They miss you. They miss it. It takes longer for the connection to happen. So how can you get yourself to your highest point of power? Okay. So once all of that's in place, your mindset's on, you got your offer, you know what you're selling, right? And you're in power. Let me say this, be power, right? Be powerful. Just be power. You want to be at that highest point of power. So get your sales mindset straight. Check and make sure you have that sellable offer, right? You know the price point that you're selling it at. You know how you're getting people from point A to point B. And then do a gut check. Make sure you're feeling it, right? Make sure you're feeling powerful, that you're feeling on point, that you're feeling confident about what you deliver, that you can create results so that you can be excited and call in your ideal client, okay? Then the next step, which is what we're going to walk through those 6 steps, is all about putting yourself out there. This is vulnerable, but it works. And if you're second guessing yourself and you don't have those 3 things in check, you will stop yourself short and not get the result. Okay? That's what we're covering today. How to get your calendar booked so that you can have conversations with the people, right? And then use that, the authority selling method that I choose, the I serve conversation, to close those sales. Okay? This is what I use every single time I sell anything. right? And we'll cover the conversation piece on the next session of Supernova Sales School, okay? So how the heck do we fill these 8 to 12 spots? How do we fill these 8 to 12 spots? So you guys should have your numbers now. You should know what you're selling, how much, and how many people you're looking to put into it over the next 30 to 60 days, okay? I really want you guys to hit booking your calendar hard in the next 30 days and not really focus about the number of people that you're going to get in sales, but I'm going to share with you how to break this down. So let's talk about what I like to call outreach, or let's call it prospecting. Okay, so why do I like outreach? And I know Lizette's like, I hate outreach. Why do I call it outreach, or why do I like it? It's something I do all the time that allows me to make sales from what some would call a teeny tiny list. Like I said, my list is under 1,000 people. I have like 600 and something people on my list. Okay. But it's something that I can do constantly without having to worry about, okay, will I still send an email or send people to a sales page and they actually buy? I can control that, right? It's something that I've always done, even when I was just starting out. I didn't necessarily call it outreach then. It's just, I've been in sales most of my life. So you go get clients, right? It's what you do. And technology has gotten people kind of stifled right now. Technology has people tripping over themselves, trying to figure out all this technology when business has been being done this way for centuries, people to people, person to person. So I'm going to teach you how to use technology in the way of like using social media, using your email in order to bring people to you, to get them to your sellable offer. Okay. You guys know, if you've been around me for any amount of time, technology is not my jam. Right? And there was a time in my business where I absolutely allowed technology to take me out of my game, to take me out of the game. I was not making money and I couldn't figure out why. I was trying to do all the XYZ steps that everybody told us to. I've been doing stuff like Facebook ads since like 2011, 2012. Like it's been a long time. And I would do great one ad and then I'd have to do the technology for the next webinar, the thing, and it just, income was just dipping and diving and all kinds of stuff was happening, right? And until I realized that it was technology that was tripping me up, I had to do something different and recognize that, like I said, people have been doing business face to face, toe to toe, eye to eye, knee to knee for centuries, before technology ever existed, before the internet was ever created, okay? And so no matter what else I'm doing in my business, whether it's live streaming or if I do have a sales funnel or an opt-in or I'm speaking or doing live events, this outreach portion is like the gorilla glue to it all. It makes everything else work that much better. So I'm not saying you have to ditch all of those things necessarily if they're working for you. But what I'm saying is this is a necessary component. Okay, because technology doesn't take away people's need for connection. We are in a high-tech, low-touch society and people are craving someone to notice them. And that's why this strategy works so well. Okay. All right. So what is outreach? It's prospecting, right? It's prospecting. That's what we would say old school sales. It's prospecting. I'm not talking about cold calling. I do not like cold calling. I do not like having dinner and being interrupted by a phone call of somebody who's assuming that I want something that I never asked for. Prospecting is different. Okay. And I want to make sure that we get that shift in the frame of mind so that we can move forward with this without you feeling icky about reaching out to people. Okay. Prospecting is when you pay attention to what's going on around you and then you invite people to have a conversation with you. You have a conversation about what's going on around you, who's around you, who's engaging with you, okay? Remember, like I said earlier, who you are being, in your being, you are the beacon of light that's calling in those people that you're meant to work with, unless you're hiding under a bushel, but we don't want to do that, right? We want to be brightly shining for people to know that we're there. So it's in who you're being. And because of that, people are going to come and be around you. And some of you guys already have people around you. That's why I had you type, my clients are everywhere. They actually are, and they've been engaging with you every step of the way, especially on social media, but you've been ignoring them because they haven't said, hey, can I buy your thing? But they pay attention to everything you're going to do or everything that you do. So I'm going to teach you today how to recognize who they are and how to engage them. Okay. So cold calling doesn't work. We're not cold calling, okay? But this works, right? My entire sales process is predicated on connecting powerfully, right? So there's actually no possibility that you're ever going to have a cold connection with anyone when we're doing this. Okay, even the people you don't already know, like know them, somewhere, somehow, you're likely already connected, even if it's a loose connection. Okay, all right, so you ready for those 6 ways to fill your offer? I think I've given you enough foundation. 6 ways to fill your offer. Thing 1, okay, I want you to create what I like to call a hit list. Hit list. So that's your first step. You're going to create a hit list, okay? You'll figure out why I call it a hit list in a minute. But here's what's important about the hit list. It's actually a wish list. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. It's what I want you to do is I want you to consider your offer. What's the thing that you're going to offer? And I want you to think to yourself, who would need this? Okay, so it's highly probable that you likely created something that's a high ticket offer. I hope so. Right? This works best for high ticket sales, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, 12,000, whatever the dollar amount is. Okay? And again, we're going to offer it to 8, 10, 12, 15 people. That's going to be your goal over the 60-day period. Right? And again, my favorite offer, 8,000, 10,000, or $12,000 offer. And you're going to give it to 8, 10, or 12 people. You choose. Okay? So your hit list is, when you think about who your ideal client is, what their profile is, the problem that you solve for them, you're thinking of who are my ideal clients that I would be creating this offer for? Who are the people that I would want to have in this program? And there's somewhere in the back of your mind that you think as you're creating, oh, this program would do this, and this is how much it's going to be for. I created this because of you. That's the person I want you to write down, the people that I want you to write down on this list. So we're going to start with the hit list, okay? And I actually have a program that's filled right now with people who I thought of first, like, oh, I thought, what do they actually need? What do I want to offer? Then I created the program and then used the hit list to go after the people to put them in the program, okay? And so how it starts with creating a hit list. I know you guys are like, how do I do this? Who do I put on the list? I don't know anybody. This is what happens to people. The stuff that starts to go through your head is you have to start to pay attention to who is around you. Pay attention to who's around you. And what I want you to do is write out people that you would like to have in this program. Okay. Some of you that are on this call right now have been on my hit list. I can pull it out and show it to you. You can show your name on it. Okay. You've been on my hit list. Okay. Now your hit list can be one person, right? If you're doing a 100K offer, 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, 10 people, whatever. Okay. But these are all wish list people that you would like to work with. You've seen their stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, I can help them. I like them as a person, but they never really asked me to work with me. Right. So write them down on your wish list. And again, it doesn't matter if you have like a big database or a list or not, because these are people that are just all around you that you interact with every day. Okay. We're not deciding whether or not they're going to buy. We're deciding whether or not you want them in the program that you're going to be offering. That's all we're deciding. And then we're putting them on the list. Once you have that list, and this is where it gets like, okay, breathe, let me go. Once you have that list, I want you to send them an invitation. Okay. There's 2 ways to send an invitation. So guys, sales school, I break it down for you. I don't just say, hey, do this, do that, and don't tell you what to do. I'm about to give you 2 ways to send out these invitations to people. Okay. And then you'll have an opportunity to ask questions later. So you can post them in the comments as they come up and I'll go back to them, or you can just wait till the end. So way 1, you can shoot them a message in Facebook that says, hey, you're on my wish list, right? I've done, let me get some water real quick. That says, hey, you're on my wish list. You know, I like to say something like, hey, I'm working on something, or I'm creating something that's I really think would be a good fit for you. Are you open to talking about it? Okay, I've created something that's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm working on a project and I was I did it while I was thinking about you. You know, I don't know if it's a good fit for you, but I'd love to hop on a call so we can chat about it, so we can talk about it. I'd love to hop on a call and we can talk about it. However you talk, but you can be very direct. That's the first way. Is just say, hey, I got something that I think would be perfect for you. You know, I was thinking about you the other day, or I was thinking about you while I was creating it. Are you open to talking about it? Are you open to jumping on a call and chatting about it? I've actually never had anybody tell me no. Okay, so that's way one. Okay, you're just very upfront with them about why you're doing it. And it works great for somebody that maybe you talked to a couple of months ago, somebody you have, you know, a closer relationship with, and they weren't ready to buy at that time, right? But you thought of them and you put them on your hit list. Way number two to do that, reach out, message to them, is you cannot mention the program at all. Okay, you just simply want to message them and say, hey, I was thinking about you and I'd love to reconnect. Let me know when you have time for a quick chat. And then in your reconnection call, you can bring up the program and all of those things. So that's two ways of doing it. And it really just depends on your relationship with the person. And you can pick another way to do that reach out. That's up to you. But these are the two ways that work really well for me that I never get resistance to. Okay. So way one and way two. So hit list are the people that you desire to be in your program. Okay. And then you reach out to them and say, I got something that I think is amazing for you. Let's talk. End of story, bottom line. Like I said, there's people on this call right now who have gotten that message from me and who are my clients. All right. So what I'm hoping that you're hearing right now is I just gave you the how to send the message out, okay? And it works great for past clients as well. So if you have a past client who didn't renew, but you have a new program that you might want to have them in that you think would support them for their next steps, you can do the same thing with them, okay? What the wish list does is two things for you. So first, it's giving you a list of people to reach out to. But the second thing it does is it shows you that there's proof that there are actually people out there that might want to buy your thing. Not like, oh, nobody's going to buy this. So it's telling your brain, oh, no, these people might want this. Okay, that's a good thing. So anytime I have an offer, every time I have an offer, before I even go put it out there, I create the hit list and I go for those people first. So I fill it secretly. And so sometimes I never have to promote my offers. That's why you guys don't always see me doing like big promotions like, oh, I have space available, or you don't see that from me that often because I start with the hit list. And a lot of my clients come from that outreach first. Okay. All right. So again, you're going to write down all the people you love to have in the program, and then you're going to reach out with them. Let's see. All right, here's the next thing. Okay, so the next thing that you can do to fill your calendar. Okay, this is what I like to call straight up sales outreach. Okay, this is to people that you're loosely connected to. So I want you to go out and I want you to find people that you're loosely connected to. So what does that mean? It means the 3,000 friends, or some of you guys actually have the $5,000 cap of friends on Facebook that you really don't know. What you can do is you can open up your Facebook friends account, and this is what I do. I'll open up my friends account on my personal page, and I'll see who are the people that I have the most amount of connections with. I have 700 connections. I have 1,000 connections, friends in common. And I make a list. I add those people to my hit list. Okay. So open up your Facebook account. Who are the people that I have huge amounts of connection to? Okay. That's step one in this step. What else did I want to tell you this? So you're just looking for like, okay, we're connected some way, somehow. And here's what that lets me know when I have a ridiculous amount of connections or we have a ridiculous amount of friends in common. It lets me know that we're hanging out in the same circles. Okay, so there's something about that. So I'll go and look at their Facebook page profile from that point. So once you have that list, the next step is go check out their Facebook page profile and see if they match your ideal client profile. So this is where you got to know your ideal client like the back of your hand. If they do, then they continue to stay on the list. Okay. And I know there's probably some fears around bugging people coming up right now and some underlying fears like, oh, I'm reaching out to these people. I don't really know them, but they connected to you and they connected to you for a reason. And that's why we're going after the ones that we have the highest amount of friends in common with. And this is what I want you to know. This is why this is not a cold call. This is not you bugging someone. It's because what I'm looking for is the people that are crystal clear. It's crystal clear that they stand out as they are my ideal clients. The ones who I am divinely assigned to help and support. The ones who I am meant to serve. So you're going to do the same thing. Is this person my ideal client? If they're not, we're not going to do outreach to them. We're not going to reach out. Okay. So in general, when I look at my friends list and I can look and see Gina, and I'm like, oh my God, she's one of my peeps. Like she, all day long, she's a total high achiever. She's an overachiever. She's driven. She likes to celebrate her success. I see her posting on social media. She's live streaming. She is promoting herself. She's making offers on social media. She might not be doing it consistently or whatever, but that's what I look for. And then I go to her website. Okay, so I start with her profile. Then I go to her website and I go, okay, what's going on her website? And I'm looking for key things that I know I need for my ideal clients. So same thing for you. Okay, so you do a little bit of reconnaissance. You would think I was in the military. I'm talking about hit list and reconnaissance, but that's basically what you're doing. Okay, and what we do is we sniper this list. And so sniper, it's a hit list, right? Because you get them in your scope, you do some reconnaissance, and then you go for it, right? And so what you're doing is you're telling yourself, you're seeing for yourself before you reach out to the person, is this person actually a really good fit, at least in that regard of what you can see on the surface. So you're not just bugging people who wouldn't be a good fit. All right, I see some chat coming up. I'll look at it in a second. So you're not just randomly reaching out to people, like going through a list and going like, okay, here's 600 people. I'm going to send them a message and hope somebody says yes. That's not what we're doing. We're reaching out to people who I have a pretty good feeling they're my ideal client, right? Like this is somebody who is someone I would love to work with, and here's why. Okay, so straight up outreach is where you go and see who's around you. Now I'm talking about Facebook because we're on Facebook, right? That's where I met most of you guys, but you can go into any social media profiles, okay? The ones that you use the most, whether it's LinkedIn, it's Twitter, it's Instagram, it doesn't matter. You can do the same thing, okay? And you straight up outreach to them. You make that list and you reach out to them. Same thing. So I have let me see. Okay, so I've got some connections for you. So I want to back up for a second. I'm going to give you a couple of scripts of how to do this because I don't want to leave you hanging here. So you've got your hit list now, and you've now added, so your hit list are the people that you think about that you want to have in your program. You already know them, you have some sort of connection, past clients, people who have had conversations who didn't buy, people that you know, people that you admire online. Somehow you're just really super aware of them. That's your hit list, okay? And you wish that you could work with them. They're on that wish list, okay? Now, straight up, when we do our straight up outreach, this is loose connections. You're connected somehow, but you don't necessarily know these people, okay? We're Facebook friends, but we don't know a whole lot about them except for that, okay? I'm gonna give you some powerful scripts of how to go after these connections. You guys ready for that? Let me look at chat real quick to make sure I'm not missing something important. I'll come back to that, Noel. Okay. So remember I was talking about Gina earlier. So you can say, Gina, you know, I'm reaching out because we have like 300 friends in common. So, okay, I'm a really like upbeat person. You got to do this in your own personality. So I'm like, hey, we've got like 550 friends in common, right? I'm pretty sure we have a lot more in common. I'd love to get to know you more. Let's hop on a quick call if you're available, right? We can jump on a call inside of Messenger. I love Messenger because I can just jump video chat right now. Right? I can audio back and forth with somebody instead of typing. I can send my voice over. That's a powerful way to connect with people very quickly where they feel like you're actually having a conversation back and forth rather than typing. Okay? The second way or script that I can give you for using is like just saying, hey, you know, we all have all these friends on social media and social media is amazing, but one of the things we don't do is we don't get social. So I've been going through my friends list and you look like somebody I'd like to know. You know, are you open to jumping on a call? Pretty much that's it, right? And then invite them to a call. Now, here's the deal. When you get on the call, you're not going in for the jugular and just trying to sell them. You really are trying to connect because you have to build know, like, trust. If that leads to a call, once that happens, or if that leads to a sale, once that happens, or the setting up of a sales conversation, once you do that initial connection and you're talking, you realize you really can support them and you can say, you know what, it sounds like you'd be a great fit for something I'm working on right now. Are you open to having a conversation about that? I've got time on Friday. We can talk then. Yeah, sure. And then you do a sales call. Okay. So it's about the connection. It's about the connection. All right. So that's number 2 is straight up outreach. Now let's go to number 3. Okay. Number 3. This is super powerful. And this is likely, besides number 1, where you guys are mostly going to find your sales at, is to start to pay attention. Okay. You got to pay attention to who's around you. So I pay attention to who's around me and I do stuff to activate them to reach out to me. If you pay close attention to my post on social media, you'll realize it's about business, but not really about business, because I'm doing stuff on social media to see who responds to it. I'm looking, okay? So I may put out a regular post. So for example, I just recently did one about my Forbes, you know, my thing getting, my article, my second article being approved to be posted in Forbes. You know, or I'm celebrating my team for the support that they're giving me. Just, it could be a regular post about anything. And what I'm doing is I'm watching. I'm watching to see who's liking that, who's messaging me, who's commenting, saying I'm inspiring them. You know, when I grow up, I want to be like you, all of that stuff. And I'm paying attention. Okay. So a regular post could be a way to do that. Facebook Lives.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Who is that? Is that Noelle? Who was that? Was that you, Noelle?
That's Noelle because her picture came up.
I'm like, I know that voice. Yes, I am watching you guys. I am the stalker of Facebook. So you got to pay attention. When I do a live stream, I don't just do a live stream and go, okay, whoever was on live, I'm paying attention. Who watched? Who's always jumping on my live streams? Who's always commenting? Who's there participating full out? Guess where they go? They go on my hit list for outreach. Some of you guys are sleeping on this stuff. People are telling you, I need you. This is great stuff. And you're like, thank you, patting yourself on the back, and they're a potential client. Okay? So I see who shows up, I see who's commenting, I see who's liking, and then I reach out to them. Right? So if they're on my live and I saw them post a question and we aren't already working together, later on that evening or the next day, I would reach out and say, hey, you're absolutely freaking amazing. You asked a lot of great questions, or thank you for participating full out. You took a lot of notes. Thank you for posting all of the, steps, whatever I want to say. I'm really genuine. I don't make crap up when I reach out to people. Don't do that. Don't be creepy and just sound all weird. I'm really genuine about the reason why I'm reaching out and complimenting them. And what's really important to make this work is you got to be connected, right? So what I'm doing is I'm reaching out and I'm saying, hey, did you have any questions I can answer? Right? I saw that you asked a question. I want to make sure that I answered it. Because, people ask questions and you answer it live, but you have no way to say, hey, did that work for you? Did that answer your question? So I'll reach out and say, hey, you asked a lot of really great questions. You asked about XYZ. I want to make sure that I answered that for you. Right? So being of service and connecting, that's the starting point for it, right? And is there any other way I can support you or whatever, but you got to reach out. So here's what's important, okay? I want you to begin to see the people around you that are actually waving their hand saying, I need you. And what's important here, in order to make this work, like I said earlier, is you got to be out there and be visible for your ideal clients. So you got to be posting. You've got to be doing live streams. You got to do something that gives them the opportunity to engage and activate engagement with you. Okay? Give them ways and reasons to message, comment, engage, show up. And this is where your consistency comes in. You can't get in your own head like, oh, I did that one thing and nobody commented. Here's what I want you guys to think about. How often do you scroll through a post, it speaks to you, but you don't like or comment? How many times do you watch a live stream and you may or may not comment, especially when you watch the recording? Often, right? Well, your ideal clients are doing the same thing. It doesn't mean you didn't get anything out of it. It doesn't mean that it didn't speak to you, and it doesn't mean that you're not necessarily searching out that person to possibly work with them. So realize that your ideal clients are doing the same thing to you, and stop telling yourself that you need to switch up what you're doing, or what you're doing doesn't work, or whatever story you're telling yourself about it. It's not the truth. You're just in your own head about it. Okay, so you got to be consistent. Your consistency in showing up is the key to being able to activate engagement. Okay, so here's what I want to bring up when you're reaching out to these people. When you're reaching out to these people, you don't use an application process. This is not where you're like, hey, get on my calendar. You're like, hey, do you want to chat? We can do it right now. Let me hit the Facebook video chat button. I have time tomorrow. I have time Monday, whatever. And you get it on the calendar. Okay, here's why. Because you've already looked at all of these people to determine if they're a good fit for you before you reach out. So you don't need them to pre-qualify themselves. Okay, and you're eliminating one more step in the process that could maybe cause them not to move forward. We screen them ourselves, so we don't need to send them to our calendar link and have them fill out our application. Okay, you've gathered information, so you don't need them to give you information on whether or not they're a good fit. You should have already done your homework before you reach out. Okay, we want the barrier to be very low for someone to get on the call with you that you're reaching out to. Okay, and then here's what this is not. Okay, you don't send somebody a message that's like, hey, Shamika, I'm looking to help women who want to lose an extra 10 pounds. If you want it, click here or message me. No, don't do that. Okay, first of all, I'm thinking, first of all, have you guys seen that meme that's going around on social media, or that quiz? First of all, who told you I needed to lose 10 to 15 pounds? Right? Don't be that person. Like, I would never send a message and say, hey, I'm looking for people who want to make another $100,000 this year. If you're interested, click. That's so dumb. Don't do that. It's about connection. Okay, it's about connection. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. What else did I want to tell you guys about this? What I want you to see and hear is this concept of prospecting or outreach is in fact about genuine connection, guys. It's about genuine connection, not do you want to buy my crap? Do you want to download my freebie? Do you want to have a conversation so I can sell you? It's genuinely about connection. You got to look at social media as one big networking meeting. Okay? So you're seeking out people that you think that you can serve, but you're not coming from a place of this program has to sell. I've got to get my 8 to 10 people in. That's not where this is coming from. And you're one of them, because they're not just a number, they're people. Okay? It's more like this. When I do reach out, when I have a goal to fill a program or something, I'm like, okay, I'm literally willing to connect with and talk to 2, 3 to 4 times as many people as I want in my program. So if I want 10 people in, I'm willing to talk to 30 people. Okay? And what I really want to do, and what I'm trying to do, is get into connection with those 30 people, because that becomes my prospecting list. Are you guys with me on that? Is this making sense to you? Let me get to your faces. Is this making sense to you? It's connection. It's connection. So 10 people, 30 connections, 4 connections. 40 connections, right? 2 times, 3 times. I'm willing to talk to that many people. I'm willing to book that many conversations, okay, to get there. And then I set my goals for my outreach based on that, right? So again, if I want 10 people in my $10,000 program, I commit myself so that I'm going to definitely talk to 30 people guaranteed, okay? And here's what I know. I know for certain that I know that if I'm willing to speak to 30 people, the probability of me not hitting 10 people in the program is near impossible. Ain't gonna happen, right? And I would say that the same is true for you. You just gotta get there. Stop stopping at 1 to 5 conversations with people and thinking, oh, nobody's buying from me. If I hear that from one more person who's only talked to like 4 or 5 people, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Come on, right? So be committed to follow through to the end. So I make a commitment that I'm willing to speak to 30 people, and I want to go out and do my outreach where there's no pressure, right? There's no push to sell in outreach, because my commitment, lean in guys, hear me, stop looking around, whatever else you got going on. My commitment in outreach is not to sell. It is to speak to 30 people. That is the commitment, not to find the 10 people that are going to buy my thing. My commitment is to speak to 30 people. All I'm looking for is to connect with those 30 people that I'm meant to connect with. Easy, no pressure. That's what I'm doing. So the key with outreaching is this. When you do it, like you're like, oh, Shamika, what do I say? How do I do it? How do I transition? Here's the key. You guys with me? Here's the key. What would feel good for you to receive? That's what you send to other people. Don't send gross, slimy messages that if you got that gross, slimy message, you'd be like, bye, Felicia. Call Tyrone. No. Okay? Don't do that. Send what you would like to receive. If you're encouraging or you would love to receive encouragement, then encourage as an opening to your connection. Be real, be genuine. That's how you transition. That's how you go, oh, hey, let's connect. Be real about that. I think I talked about this on another training, maybe with my clients and Play Big. You guys remember that cartoon where the chicken is walking, it's a real chicken, and then the fox or something sees the chicken, and then it turns into a cooked chicken with smoke coming out of it and everything? Don't do that to your clients. Don't do that. They're people. They're humans. And just like right now, you're here with me because you want to sell more, you have frustrations around that. Whatever it is you help your clients do, they have frustrations around that. And you've got to be sensitive to that when you do your outreach. What state of mind could they be in, and what would give them hope? Like, oh, here's something I might want to look into. You know, sometimes when I do outreach, people are like, thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for noticing. Like, I'll notice people have started live streaming more, and I'll say, hey, I noticed you've been live streaming a lot more. Congratulations on that. And they'll say, thank you for noticing. I just made that commitment to do that last month. Because when you make your shifts in your business, you don't think anybody's paying attention. Know this, Shamika is. I see you guys. Somebody's watching. Your ideal clients are paying attention too. They watch you for long periods of time before they ever reach out to you often. And some of you guys give up the ghost before they ever get the opportunity to. Starts and stops and starts and stops. So be genuine in your connection is all I want to say. Don't get me preaching about something totally different. All right. So that was way number 3, post to activate people. So when you're post to activate people, pay attention to what's around you, see who's commenting on those things, and then reach out to them. Social media is not just about you putting a post out, tossing out a post, tossing out random content, and in hopes that it will work or resonate with someone. That doesn't work. It's not enough. You got to have an intentional strategy around it, okay? So today, I'm gifting you the framework for intentional strategy. You know that you're seeking to post content. What you post, you want your ideal clients to engage with. So that lets you know, oh, this is how I should post. Because if it's a little bit about business and a little bit about my story and a little bit about myself or a little bit about a celebration or whatever, the people who comment are likely going to be your ideal clients. Okay, so I'm giving you the framework for this strategy. I'm gifting you that. The only way to make money in your business is if you sell your offers, right? So in your posts, when you're activating people, sometimes you want to include an offer to direct message you or personal message you, or, you know, check out the link that's in the comments. You guys will see me do different versions of that. Sometimes the activation is no call to action like that at all. You just are looking for the engagement of the people who want to engage in this. Okay, so here's what I know. All my posts that I did about the 6 ways to book your calendars, I know the people who are engaging in that, which was a lot of people, by the way, they're struggling to book their calendar, right? So that's how you know what to post on social media, okay? And the only way that you're gonna make money in business is sell your offers. And if you're not selling, I know you're not making money, okay? And the only way to sell your offer is to get your offers in front of the right traffic or the right people, okay? So what we need to do is activate that. What we need to do to activate that traffic and turn them into buyers, here's your goal. Your goal is to drive people from Facebook to your offer, right? And that offer can come verbally in the form of a conversation in a lot of different ways. That's the goal of your content, driving people from Facebook to your offer. Inciting a riot inside of people to activate themselves to engage so that you can reach out to them and turn and do your outreach and follow up, which is where most people drop the ball, okay? So you want to post content that activates people to engage, okay? You can do this on your personal page. You can do it on your business page. You can do it in groups. Don't sleep on your personal page, people. Yes, Facebook will shut you down for doing business on your personal page, but just posting about your business is not doing business on your personal page. Be smart. Okay, that's where you're going to have the most engagement and the most reach. Okay, put content out there, watch who's commenting. Live streams is my favorite way to put content out there because it keeps living on and on and on, even after the cycle. A post, Facebook only reactivates a post after somebody, like for like 6 minutes, not 6 minutes, a minute after somebody posts on it. If no one else posts, then it starts to go behind the scenes. So those can die out. But live stream, because they are pushing that content, can be regurgitated over and over again. Once somebody watches another video, your video can become the next thing that they say, hey, watch this video. So it's like always out there, okay? In groups, it's about engaging and connecting with people, not yelling out your offers. So you go into the groups and engage. And for those of you who are members of Sales School, I'm actually going to give you a list of how to engage inside of groups so that there's no question about it for you. What else? All right. So focus on getting engagement and then follow up with anyone who engages or express interest that is a fit as your ideal client until you reach your goal. So I have people who engage, like my mom. Well, I'm not following up with her. I have people who engage that go to church with me who don't have businesses because they just love me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. This was great. You know, I had a lady tell me she had the courage to go for a new job because she watched one of my live streams. Well, she's not my ideal client because she's an employee. She doesn't own a business. So I wouldn't follow up with her. So you want to make sure they're your ideal client, but you're going to follow up with anyone who engages or expresses interest until you reach your goal, okay? Just reach out to them. Got to reach out and not be scared to reach out and start a conversation with people and a relationship with people, okay? With every single person. That's got to be your intention. Not let me go talk to them and get a client or sales. You want to know, what are they up to? How are things going? How are we connected? How many people do we have in common? Do they have any questions for you? Did you answer all of their questions? What do they like? Is there any other way you can support them? There's so many ways you can go with these conversations that will eventually lead to sales. Just showing, guys, just showing genuine interest in someone oftentimes is enough for you to ping them enough to go, that's somebody I want on my team. Because you took time out to say, hey, I see you. I see you screaming for help. I see you showing up and supporting me, being a part of what I'm teaching. And now I'm reaching out saying, how else can I support you? I'm throwing you a lifeline. They want to reciprocate. Okay. You're activating the law of giving and receiving. Reciprocity. Okay. Number 4. One of my favorite things to do. It's called a brag post. Now, I know people don't like bragging. That's why I like to use it, because I like to just like make people feel a little uncomfortable. But a brag post is when you celebrate your wins. This is one of, if not the most powerful way. I always get clients from brag posts. I don't even know where they come from sometimes. It's uncomfortable to do them because you're like, oh, do I want to say one more thing about what I've accomplished or what my clients have accomplished? But people love them. Here's why. People are searching for the possibility and the probability that it's possible for them. And your post sharing your wins and your clients' wins, let them know that it's possible. And they get excited and they're like, if she can do it, I can do it. I cannot tell you the number of times. I just got a message this week from somebody who was like, I watched Daphne's case study that you did, and I was so inspired. I'm like, I'm not even promoting that case study anymore, but somehow people are still getting a hold of it. When I post wins from sales school, I get messages in my inbox. It's like, hey, I've been seeing you posting the wins. I really need this. So brag posts are when you celebrate your wins and the wins of your clients. Again, I'm telling you right now, if it feels uncomfortable for me, I know it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable for you. These get uncomfortable sometimes because you're like, who wants to know? Know this, the shift in mind here, the mindset shift here is that you are showing possibility to other people. You're showing them what's possible. Okay. So basically what we're doing here is you're praising what has happened or what has occurred for your clients. We're calling attention to something that's happened for you or something that's happened for your clients. Okay. It works best if it's about somebody else. Like I said, my Forbes thing, each time I've posted about Forbes, I've gotten like hundreds of comments and hundreds of reactions on it. So that worked well. So it just depends on what it is. And then I comb through the comments to see what kind of comments people are giving and who they are before I add them to my outreach list. It works powerfully well if it's about somebody else. Okay. And the heartbeat around this, again, is showing what's possible. Showing what's possible. Okay. And then sometimes if I post something like this, I might say, if you want this for yourself, then message me. Sometimes I don't. So I don't always post a brag post and say, message me if you want it. You guys can go through my page and comb through my posts and you can mimic them and you can kind of see what's the variety of things that I do. You know, modeling is the most powerful way to speed up your learning. Okay. But I don't always say message me. Sometimes I just put it out there and I celebrate, you know, the win and I just watch the reactions. Okay. And then from those reactions, those are the people that I reach out to. Okay. So this is what your business should look like day to day. I don't know what you guys are doing every day to try to book your calendar, but this whole watching, this is what I spend my time on social media doing. Is I'm like looking around, seeing who's commenting on my posts and that kind of thing. And then I'm following up. Okay. I'm messaging, I'm reaching out, I'm being supportive to people. I'm inviting them to have conversations with me where that's appropriate. Okay. Number 5. So brag post is number 4. If you are a member of Play Big, I think you probably have some sort of template for like how to post on social media when it comes to like Facebook posts and doing things like brag posts. So it's in the Play Big modules, and I think it's like module 2 or 3. Okay. Way number 5. This is a follow-up method. So way number 5 is you got to have a follow-up method, and I call it snipering. So this is what snipering is. You guys with me? So we got a hit list, we got reconnaissance that we're doing, and now we're snipering. So snipering is you got your hit list, you got them in your scope, and now you go for it. So once a week, I go back and I open up my chat. Okay, I open up my chat and I open my email too, and I see the holes. Like, where are the holes of the things that I didn't cut off? Did I message somebody and they didn't message me back? Did I say I was going to schedule a time with somebody, but we didn't completely confirm that? And I look at those once a week, and then I make sure that anything that I want to close up, I do. The key to this, though, is intuition. You don't do it with everyone. You know, sometimes I'll look and I'll go, okay, I do want to follow up because I do want that call. And sometimes I get this feeling like, okay, I'm just going to let that one go. And it might be a week, a month, a year when I do a follow-up day where I go back and go, oh yeah, you know what? Let me follow up with her. It's been 6 months, right? This is where you got to trust yourself so that you're not just like hounding, like it's not about hounding and pounding in with like, hey, do you want to call? Hey, do you want to talk? Hey, don't do that. That's not what I'm telling you to do. Like, really fill into, like, is this the right now moment for this person? Do I really want this person in the program? Can I really support them? I really want to see if they want to have this conversation, and I might do one more touch back, right? So you can pick a day, pick Fridays, pick Mondays, pick Wednesdays. Every week, you should have a follow-up day where you're following up on your outreach. Okay. The other component to snipering is also reactivating Facebook's algorithm. So remember, we're putting posts out there and we're expecting people to engage in it, but Facebook only shows your post to people who engage in those types of posts with you. So if you are only going on Facebook to post your live streams or to post whatever you know, memes or pictures you're going to put out there, and you never really have interactions with people, you'll notice that the same people are always commenting and liking on your stuff. They're the only ones who are seeing it. So you got to go through your hit list and make sure to ensure that every time you go live, to ensure that every time you post, the people that are on your hit list see it. You've got to connect with them. So a daily part of snipering for me is to go through my hit list, and if I haven't engaged with the people through like if we haven't had an interaction somehow in the course of the last week or day or whatever, 2 days or so, I'll go to their page and I'll find something that I'm interested in and I'll like it or comment on it. And it reactivates Facebook algorithm so that when I go live, especially if I know I'm going to do a series, I don't want people to miss that I have on my hit list. I'll reactivate them to ensure that Facebook is going to push my post to them because we've been engaging. So you got to keep your activity alive. You can't be one-sided and just want people to come to your page. And for some of you, that's why you don't have that much engagement or video views, is because all you do is push your content out. You're not connected with anyone. So Facebook is like, well, these people, she's got 1,000 friends, but most of them aren't interested in what she's posting, so we're not going to show them that. We're going to show it to the 10 people that always communicate with her. So if there's 40 people on your list, you got to make sure you're engaging with those 40 people on a regular basis so that when you do something, Facebook goes, oh, these people like her, so let's show them her thing. So one of the fastest way for me to reactivate this, and you've likely seen me do it and didn't even realize it's what I'm doing, is I will find something that I think lots of people will be interested in, like my Forbes post, so that I can get the maximum amount of people to engage with me so that I don't have to go engage with them. So I got hundreds of people engaging on that post. The next few things that I do, my marketing, more people are going to see it. It's a wicked game, but this is how it works. So you'll notice I knew this was coming up. I did my Forbes post, I let it ride. Then I started posting, hey, come join this class, come join this class. And you can go back in my history, you'll see it happen over and over and over again. Then you'll see me this weekend, I'm gonna hit you guys for a Facebook Live series that I'm gonna do next week, right? There's intention and strategy around it all. So that's part of the snipering process, is you making sure you're active with the people that you definitely want to see your stuff. because Facebook will not show it to them if there's no connection, okay? If there's no interest. We've already told Facebook we don't like junk we don't like. So if you don't talk to them for a week, a month, they don't see your stuff. Like I tell people all the time, I haven't seen anything you've posted in like a week or a month. And they're like, well, no, you didn't see that post I did? No, because we haven't talked. Right? So if I want you to see my stuff, I'm going to go talk, like your stuff, post. I'm going to do something so that we're engaged. And I can make sure that when I do my work, my marketing, when I'm putting my post out there to activate your engagement, that you're going to see it if you're on my hit list. Okay? What else? I'm missing something. Oh yeah, I have one more for you guys. Okay, so let's see. All right, so your hit list, send invites. That's number one. So let me just recap this for you guys. Your straight up outreach, right? You're just going to reach out to people that you're loosely connected with. Check your friends list. Make sure they're an ideal client before you reach out. Reach out, connect, begin that connection point. Okay, let it go where it's going to go. The third one, you got to post to activate people. Your content, live streams are my favorite way to do this. Okay, make offers during that content. Direct message me. Offer your calls, let them know that you can help them or support them, invite them to make a call with you, like do some call to action. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't, but more often, I would do call to actions more often than I don't. So, if you did like 80-20, 60-40, whatever, most of the time do a call to action, sometimes don't, but fill it, guys. It's got to be intuitive. It's not like, oh, Shamika said, I'm doing 10 posts, so 8 of them have to have a call to action. Don't be like that. You'll know, like, oh, this one's powerful. It doesn't need me to say direct message me. Or this one, I want to say direct messaging. If you want this, let's talk. Okay. If you want your life, your business to look like this, let's talk. Okay. So that's 3, post to activate people. 4, use those freaking brag posts. Celebrate your wins, celebrate your clients' wins, most of all, things that you've created. That activates people. You can pay attention and then reach back out to the people who are engaging on those posts, because they're telling you, when you celebrate your clients' win, they're saying, I want those results. That's amazing. I wish I could do that. And you see them. You're like, okay, I'm going to throw you a lifeline. Let's talk about it. Okay. Do the sniper follow-up method. Okay. As you're doing outreach, keep going back through, circling back, going, okay, have I closed in all of the holes that I left open? Did I follow through with everybody I needed to follow through that I definitely want enrolled in this program? And making sure we get those confirmed, scheduled consultations or whatever. Okay. Here's the last one, number 6, the final one that I'm going to give you guys, and then I'm going to open up for Q&A for anything that you guys have, and it's your email list, okay? Now, this isn't about an email list series. I'm actually going to give you a secret email that I've used to reactivate or to find people. I have about 3 of these emails that are really, really short. I decided to just gift you guys with one today, but literally sending an email out to your list that I like to call the 9-word email. Actually, I learned it from someone. It's not what I like to call. It's the 9-word email, and it's literally this. Are you still looking for help with? Are you still looking for help with growing or with your? Okay. Are you still looking for help with your sales, your weight loss goals, your whatever? You input what it is that you're doing. It's literally a 9-word email. So this is what it looks like, guys, and you shoot it out. I have done this. And gotten like phone number. There's one that I send that says, hey, give me your number. It's all kinds of stuff. So booked conversations like in a week that I didn't have any, just from doing this from my list that I had. And this was at a time where my email list was like 500 people. And to have that many people respond, and they just respond back, yes, 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 no, whatever. Or say, hey, how are you doing? It's connection again, right? And then when they say yes, you move forward. So I'm going to give you the 2 steps to this, so that you guys have it. Are you ready? You got a clean sheet of paper so that you can get this. Again, if you're a member of Sales School, you're going to have this in a little template that's going to get uploaded with the recording of this video, but it won't be available until the recording is actually put up. Okay. Thanks. I don't know who I got it from, but I just know I learned it from somewhere. All right. So the subject line is, hey, whatever their name is. That's it. So you kind of want this email not to look like it's coming from your email client server, like maybe you sent it from your iPhone, or maybe you're just reaching out to them. So hey, whatever their name is. Now I'm telling you guys this, you're not gonna open my email, but it's all right. So hey, whatever their name is, and then are you still looking for help with your, and then insert whatever that is. That's it. Are you still looking for help with getting more sales? Okay, insert whatever service you provide. Right? Are you still looking for more help with getting more, looking for help getting more sales in your business, or losing the 5 to 10 pounds, or whatever the case it is? Okay, so you're just going to ask. That's it. That's all that's in the email, and then you type "let me know." Okay, so are you still looking for help with? Let me know. That's it. Guys, got that? Subject, hey, whatever their name is. Are you still looking for help with? Let me know. They'll let you know. Okay, they will respond. So people who reply, this is what you're going to send them. I've got some time today or tomorrow. What's the best number to get you on? That's it. I've got some time today or tomorrow. What's the best number to get you on? Got it? It's that easy. It's that easy. Okay? I want you to see and feel that what I'm sharing with you is easy. We overcomplicate stuff. Okay? I told you last month I had an $80,000 month, which mostly occurred the last 2 weeks of the month. And this is what I did to get there. It's what I did to get there. And I didn't have to do 40 people outreach. It happened very quickly because I was in the momentum of it. And I knew, who I was reaching out to and what was the purpose behind it. You can reach out to current clients to upsell them into the next level of program. You can reach out to past clients who haven't renewed to offer them the next thing that you're offering. Just know what you're offering and do your prospecting and your outreach. Okay. It's really simple. It's so simple as determining the number of people that you want to bring into the program, right? And then committing to doing 2 to 3 times as many calls to get that number. Okay. And literally, I don't usually have to talk to all the people. Last time I committed to talking to 21 people. I had 7 open slots. So I was like, okay, I'll do 3 times the number. I did 10 calls before my 7 was filled. Okay. So it's more about the intention, being focused and committed to be available, to seeing what shows up and not having any hangups about reaching out to people, and really letting go of the outcome and creating that connection and letting it organically lead to a sales conversation if that's where it goes. And then your hit list, being direct with them. I have something that would be a good fit for you. Let's talk about it. It's okay. People appreciate that as well. Like, how sad is it for you to see somebody struggling, know you can help them, and just leave them in that pain? That sucks. Okay, so before I open up to Q&A, I want to give you your challenge for the next 30 days until we meet again for the next session of Supernova Sales School. And then I'm going to open up for Q&A. What I want you to do is I want you to gather yourself before you do outreach, right? Decide who you want to connect with, and then start to send out those messages. Again, it's not a push to the sale. What you're actually looking for is engagement. What you're actually looking for is engagement, okay? You can reach out and connect with something that's simple as, hey, you have purple hair, I have purple hair. That new lipstick you have is amazing. I saw your new badass photo shoot. That's amazing. We should talk. Whatever. Start connecting with people. Okay? Outreach and connect. Okay? Create content that engages people and encourages them to engage with you, so that you can look and see who needs what you have to offer and do more outreach. You could literally do a live stream on a specific program that you're offering, and see what people want from that. So that's the challenge, is for the next 30 days, like, be on this plan. Seriously, wholeheartedly. And it's not like pick one and do it. This isn't one of those, don't do more than 2 or 3. Like, this is an entire marketing plan, which is all held together by the glue of reaching out to people and connecting based on the engagement that you're getting on your page, based on the engagement that you're getting from your posts, based on the engagement that you're getting on your live streams. Because your ideal clients are waving at you guys and saying, I need you, I need you, I need you, but you are point blank ignoring them, waiting on them to show up with a credit card in hand saying, I'm ready to buy. And they're not doing that. Because sometimes we all need a push. We need an invitation. Sometimes if somebody would just say, let me tell you a quick story and I'll open up for Q&A. I have a cousin, like we have a big family, a huge family that shows up everywhere. Doesn't matter what you do. There's at least going to be 30 people there, minimum. I'm not playing. So I have a cousin, we did Thanksgiving at somebody's house and like she didn't show up and we were like, where are you? She's like, I didn't get invited. Seriously? Seriously, we've been doing this all our lives. Like I went to SeaWorld with my cousin one time and my entire family showed up. I have the picture to prove it. 50 people in the picture. None of those, I can't say that word. None of them were invited. None of them were invited, but they all showed up. It's just what we do. So you will always have people around you. You think you're being inviting. You think you're like, hey, everybody's all inclusive, all of those things, right? They must know that you're open for business and they can reach out to you if they need your help. They're waiting on an invitation. And some of them are waiting on a freaking personal invitation, like my cousin. Right? So that's where outreach helps you get them there sooner rather than later before they completely break down. Okay? All right. Any questions, guys? Any questions on this? Is this something you feel like you can do for the next 30 days? Yes? All right. Let me make sure there's no questions in here. I saw some stuff earlier. By the way, I'm not loaning any of you guys money. Not happening. So Noelle asked a question about how does she divvy up her pricing because she does some different things. So really for the next 30 days, I would say focus on one service or program that you're trying to fill. Make sure that your activities, what you post, because each one of those things is going to have a different audience. It's not the same audience. Your audience for copywriting is not the same as your anti-bullying. So when you live stream and when you post, if you post about something that would be attractive to those people, it's going to be different. So let's get the biggest bang for our buck. This goes to everybody, even if you have different programs. I have programs about speaking to sell, but I haven't been focusing on them right now because that's really a different audience, right? Right now I'm focusing on just getting people with sales and what they charge and being comfortable having these conversations with people. So I'm focusing on the sales conversation. My marketing speaks to that. So pick a program that you want to funnel people into, put that, whatever the dollar amount is on it, and make sure your content that you're putting out there to engage people speaks to that program. So Noelle, definitely, I would say for the next 30 days as you're doing this, decide who you're trying to draw in and make sure that what you do in your outreach and your post is all geared towards that end. Because otherwise it's going to be, I want 2 clients for anti-bullying, I want 8 clients for, it's just too much to handle and juggle. And you're going to diffuse the power of what you're doing. Diffuse is not the right word. You're going to dilute the power of the energy that you're putting out there. Let me see if there was another question. Hopefully that was supportive to you. So let me know, Noelle, if that answered your question. Reaching out to those who are highly connected, would it not be? Is that you, Noelle, trying to?
Yes,
okay, yes.
Yes, it did answer my question. But in terms of the money, don't think of it, as loaning or giving, more like investing in your community.
Yes, I'll take that under advisement. Okay, Marcia, you had a question. Reaching out to those, no? Okay, you're good? I can create a 1 to 3 day training for adults on the signs of bullying, suicide, and what I do. Yes, you could do that. So just pick one, whatever you're gonna focus on. It's either gotta be copywriting or bullying for right now, for the purpose of this challenge. Again, to make sure that you don't diffuse your power in the content that you're putting out there. Well, plead the fifth. I knew it was you. Let's see. Peggy said, I always
In
run it.
my defense, I didn't know that my mute was off.
I saw that. I'm about to make sure you can't unmute yourself in a second. Your mom's like, yeah, I'll forgive you, child in training. Um, okay, Peggy said, I always run into people who say I read everything you post, but I don't respond. Yes. And I know that's happening for a lot of you. Your response is this outreach, right? They're saying that. They're basically telling you that you are supporting, like, something about what you're doing is speaking to them. So your job is to go in and see if there's anything more there. You know, is it just a connection where you're really inspiring somebody, or is there a possibility that there's some work that you could do together? Okay, let's see.
Mika, it's Marsha.
Okay, yeah,
Can I respond to Peggy real quick?
sure.
Based on something that I tried. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm getting really, really good and with some people. One of the things that I did was execute something I call decent boldness. And I said recently in a couple of the live streams, I said, I know that by you all showing up, there's some value that you're getting from me. And I appreciate the support. But be clear, I'm only going to take you so far with what I'm sharing with you for free. But if you're interested in a deeper dive, we need to connect. So don't settle for just what you're getting from me every day as just part of what I'm sharing. Sometimes you just have to call them out. And that made a couple of people actually go in my messenger and reach out to me. I mean, I didn't have anything to lose. They weren't doing anything anyway, except, engaging in the post. So I just wanted to add that.
There you are. Yeah, so, it's super important, guys, that when you do request for people to reach out to you, be like really bold about it. You don't have to be me. I know my level of boldness is not everybody else's level of boldness, whatever that is for you, but be clear, concise, lead them. People are looking for someone to lead and guide them, and oftentimes we whip out. We're like, okay, thanks everybody, live stream off. We don't take that time to say, hey, the reason why I put this content together is because I hear you, I see you, I'm answering your questions with my content. I know this is something that you need. Now here's my invitation to the next step. Stop assuming that people are going to move forward. Remember my cousin, she didn't show up to a Thanksgiving dinner or something because she didn't get a personal invitation to where we were. So that can likely happen to your ideal clients as well. So just be really, really committed to take a stand for people, even in your own uncomfortableness. And the first few times you do it, it might be a little wonky, but after a while, you get the sense that, you know what, I'm here for you. I'm taking time out of my day for you. Yeah, it's part of my business, but heck, I could be in my bed watching Netflix. I don't have to live stream. I don't have to do this right now. I mean, yeah, it's a paid program, but get that you're not just looking for people to become your clients. You do the work that you do because you care. Most of you guys are selling something transformational. You got to start acting like you really care. Some of you guys, your mama bear needs to come out and say, look, it's time out. Let's take the next step. Quit playing around. Because if you could figure it out on your own, you'd already have it done. And sometimes people just need a little nudge. Doesn't mean they have to have everything, right? Bethany said, I need to work on my engagement on my post. I don't get a lot of people posting back. So that comes from consistency. So I want to say two things. So it's like the comment that I made earlier. Just because people don't engage doesn't mean they're not paying attention. Okay, so we are looking for engagement, but if you are consistent, so what happens in our psychological mind is when we don't see people engaging, especially if you're like me, high achiever, you're used to getting accolades, and when you get crickets, it wounds something in your spirit, and you're like, what did I do wrong? No one likes me. You got all kinds of stories going on in your head, right? And what happens is you will then begin to silence yourself, or you begin whispering, or you begin showing up less often, because in your mind, you're trying to figure out what should you do to get more engagement. And so you go silent and you disappear from the marketplace, when in reality, you should be picking up and being more consistent, because it is that consistency that drives people to the engagement. You have to train people how to engage with you. Okay. Ask them for engagement in the beginning, and then they will learn what the expectation is and they will begin to do it. But without the consistency, they never get the opportunity. So remember how I said, how often do you go through stuff and it speaks to you and you don't like our post, right? Or you don't like our comment. You just go, So here's what I've learned. I've learned that the more deep I get, like when I cut you guys real deep with my posts, it's crickets. You guys will amen the funny stuff. You're like, oh, that's good. But if I say something that's like, digging into your like, yeah, I know I need to get my stuff together, it's silent. And I've learned to understand that that doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that you're not paying attention or that I said or did something wrong, which I used to think that. What it means is you either went introspective, I cut real deep, you know that's you, or you don't want to out yourself, so you're not going to like, you're like, not me. So like in church, they say amen or ouch. Pick one, right? So I've learned that when we're dealing in transformational spaces and you're posting. So that's one thing to think about is not lack of engagement doesn't mean you did something wrong. You might not just be consistent yet, or you might be right on the money. And so I'll get inbox messages as opposed to comments or likes. I'll get people telling me that they saw that post, but I'm like, nobody said anything. Or my calendar will just get a ping. I'll have a date on my calendar. So I'll know that it hit, but it didn't hit with a visual eye. What's the second thing I want to say? So I wanted to say be consistent. It's not always you. The third thing is don't try to sell people in your post. Don't sound like an infomercial. Make sure you are literally speaking to your ideal clients in language that makes sense, in stories that will engage them, as opposed to just talking at them with your 3 steps to how to do. And I don't know you, Bethany, so I don't know, like, I'm not pretending to know what's going on in your business. I just want to give that for everybody as a whole to consider those things. You know, you could be way off base with what your ideal client is engaged in at the moment, which is why I stalk you guys. Because I want to know what's happening with you. What are you talking about in your world that is meaningful to you? Not what's meaningful to me because it's what I want to sell. I don't plan out sales school months in advance. I might plan out 2 to 3 based on some conversations that I've had with you guys about what's needed, but no more than 3. Because I'm always moving with what's needed in the marketplace. You know, I think I came up with this topic for sales school last week. I sent out a survey to see, how people would respond, and then something happened, and I'm like, this is what people need right now. And the response to it let me know I was right on the money. So you gotta be in it with your clients. You gotta know your ideal clients. You gotta know their desires. You gotta know their pain points better than they know them themselves. You gotta know their struggles and be able to articulate that so well back to them. That's where the engagement comes from. That's where the engagement comes from. And be yourself. Like, be real about who you are in life. People want to see your life, and that's a hard thing for me too. I'm still not a master of this. So I try to let you guys in on the pieces of my life that I can. Here's how I feel about it with the camera and all of that stuff. I'm too busy living my life to be documenting it for other people. I'm enjoying it. So I'm trying to figure out how to pull those pieces in as much as I possibly can, because that's what we're used to right now. It's kind of like documentary of who you are on the other side, because again, it drives that know, like, trust factor. So people don't always want the top 1 tip, the top 3 tips. Sometimes they just want to know you're human. How did you pull yourself out of a certain situation? How did you accomplish a goal? In your life, in your health, in your business. Okay, those are the kind of things that boost engagement. But the number one thing is your consistency in showing up in a certain way. Okay, showing up to post on your page, but get this too, guys, also showing up to comment and post on other people, because reciprocity is a powerful thing. The law of reciprocity is a powerful thing. If I'm constantly, on Keisha's or Linda's or Danny's and saying, hey, good job, girl, it's more likely that when I post something, they're going to come back around to mine and say, hey, good job. Okay, so that snipering and making sure that engagement is happening, it's all part of the process. Okay, these are ways to boost engagement that people don't even think about sometimes. Okay, Bethany says, I sell a product. I'm not yet connected to the buyers I'm looking for. Not sure how to go after these folks and where they are in my network. Okay, so some of going after people who want your product on Facebook is, I love the Facebook groups feature where you can go find groups of people who hang out who have the problem that you solve. And there's some key elements. I won't go into the key elements that I look for inside of a group when I determine whether or not I want to be in one. But when you get there, it's not about plastering the link to your product or even putting quotes every day. You want to engage with people. So when they ask questions, answer. You know, when somebody's celebrating something, be there celebrating right alongside of them, you know, and then every once in a while post something that's valuable where other people can engage with you. Share your success stories, your failures, your setbacks, your aha moments that you've had about the same thing that everybody else is going through. People then will begin to see you and go, I want to get to know her. And then you'll notice your friend request starts going off. I can tell when my friend requests are going off because I've been on a podcast, because I have a video going right now that maybe I'm running ads to, or I'm in a group and I'm showing up really powerfully in that group and people want to know me. So you got to start making yourself known to your ideal client and really start speaking about the problem that you solve, not the fact that you have a product that people can buy. Hopefully that's helpful to you, Bethany, is talking about the problem, you know, and how life is different when the problem goes away. And it mostly starts when you're at the very beginning with sharing what that meant for you. And then you can share what that means for some of your other clients as you begin to get clients. But again, Facebook groups is also a very powerful way to connect in communities and pods of people who have the problem that you solve. We make the mistake of joining groups full of people who are like us. I see coaches in all these groups full of coaches. I mean, unless you're selling to coaches, it's a saturated space to be in. I want to be in a space where people are seeking the solution to the problem that I solve. So I'm a health coach. You know, I might go into some of these keto-friendly hangout mama groups or something like that, whatever. And so that as people are like, well, what about this? What about that? You can be in there answering questions and sharing your insight, and then they'll go, who is this person, right? That's what you want to do, okay? It's one of my favorite ways. And, you know, just begin to teach. You know, begin to share your stories and your knowledge and your wisdom, whether it's live stream or not, and that will begin to like weed out or bring forth or call forth the people who you're meant to serve. I'm not reading your comments. Let's see. Okay, awesome, Bethany. Any other questions, guys?
Shamika, I do have a question.
Who is that?
Noel.
Oh, I
it's
can
Noel.
see your face. That's why. Hey, love. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, my hair is jacked up, so no video.
All the more reason to show us all. Okay.
No.
What's your question?
So I was invited to be the expert / exclusive copywriter for someone's group that they're doing. They're doing a kind of like a coaching thing for coaches on how to build your signature packages and whatnot. And the original deal was that as the expert, or when they got to that part, I would then offer my services to the people in the group for them to pay me separately from what they paid them. But it doesn't seem to be working as well as I think we all anticipated. And I'm wondering if it would be better to just ask them to pay me for it, rather than having to ask these people who have already shelled out like $5,000 or $6,000 for their program to shell out an extra couple thousand for me to do their work for them.
Let me just answer that in it's going to be kind of roundabout, not totally direct to your situation, because I don't know the program or any of those things. So this is for everyone. You know, you can license your intellectual property to people so that maybe they pay you one time for teaching the course. There's different ways to do it. They can also pay you per participant that's in the course. So that's another way to do it when you do teach in that way. You know, for me, it just depends on what's available. So I teach for free a lot in some things because I know the exposure that I'm going to get. So you have to make your decisions based on that, more than, especially if you're in it. I don't really know. So I just want to give you guys the ways that you can typically do this. I don't know if this is going to help you for right now, Noelle, to renegotiate this. But first thing is, you can license your intellectual property and say, hey, if I'm going to teach, you're going to pay me, you know, $500, $1,500 or whatever for this one time of teaching. You can have them pay you per seat. I know Alexis, who's on the line, that's something that she's doing, where it's like per person that enrolls in her course, like you get to use it inside of your community, but you're going to pay her per person that you give the course to. And then you could do it the way that you're doing it, where you do something for free in hopes that people will buy from you. Typically what I would do in that case though is not offer my services to people inside of the course. I would have some sort of a funnel set up where it's like, okay, everybody, here's your freebie, gift it, because that means I'm now in control of the names, the database, who's interested in what I have to offer, and then I can follow up inside of my own system with what I'm going to offer them next. Okay, so that's just my 2 cents on that. On how to do something like that. Sometimes when you're just starting out, you just got to do stuff just to get yourself out there. But I know there's people out there who, you know, are trying to bring others in and using something like that as a caveat where you can make money later. If it's not set up right, it's not going to work. So you got to make sure you're protected all the way. All right, so I can't take any more questions. That's all the time I have for questions. I want to thank you guys so much. I want you to go out. Next 30 days, outreach needs to be your business. Prospect needs to be your business. I promise you this works. I can't tell you how well it works. It works amazing. If you're a member of Sales School, the recording should be available by this weekend at the latest. It should be up. Paula will probably have it up by tomorrow. So you can go back through and write down whatever you need to write down so that you can actually get into action on this. Be consistent. Follow through to the end. Know what your numbers are. Know how many conversations you're looking to have, and then commit to following through. You will not fail. You've got to commit to following through. If you know, and I don't usually do offers in sales schools, but if you know, as you've been listening, you need this kind of support in your life, just message me. And then we'll talk about what that possibility can look like, or we'll put a date on the calendar and we'll have a conversation about it. Put December 7th on your calendar, because I'm going to follow up with, once you get people to the conversation, how do you powerfully move them through that? And I want to take you through that sticking point for most people where they actually get stuck. And it's well before they make the offer and talk about the money. That's where they lose the sale. So I'm going to show you guys how to find out really quickly whether or not somebody's going to say yes on a sales conversation and really walk you through that. And then the last date I want you to put on the calendar, December 11th, we're going to kick off that 6 figures in 60 days sales challenge that I'm putting together. I'm not playing, guys. The last few months of the year, don't sleep on it. You can make big money if you focus, pay attention, and get into intentional action. Don't follow the crowds of, oh, we're waiting until January 1st, 2018, and then we're going to hit the ground running. There's going to be so many challenges going the 1st of January. Going to be crazy. December 11th is when the challenge starts. December 7th is when the next sales school date starts. So it's going to be like that week of December 11th. We're going to hit hard with some challenges. They're action-oriented challenges to keep booking your calendar after we've done this 30 days. All right. Come back into the sales school, into Limitless group, into the tribe, and post your successes. Like, I'm reaching out, I'm booking on my calendar. No success, no win is too small. We celebrate all wins in the tribe. That's why we always say we slay sales. It doesn't matter if you were able to finish a conversation and walk somebody through an objection. If that's a first for you, let us celebrate. Let's celebrate your breakthroughs as well as your breakdowns. Well, we're not going to celebrate your breakdowns, but we're going to be there for you. So if you're having a breakdown, come in there and say, I've been in the corner sucking my thumb all day because I'm really too scared to push send on this email. Whatever the case may be, I will be there with you. We'll be there with you, supporting you all the way. Thanks, guys, for being here. I'll see you next week or next month for the next edition of Supernova Sales School. I'm going to unmute everybody so you can say bye. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.